Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We're looking at Sharp versus ZeloT, and we're on the map Eclipse. This is actually something I really want to study a little bit more, because so for me personally, obviously sometimes I choose games on, like, matchups on maps because I might be having like a hard time. I want to learn something, that type of thing. I definitely do that from time to time, and this is one of those times. But I mean, it's ZeloT versus Sharp, so it's just a great match anyways. You know, our very aggressive Zerg against my personal favorite Terran, but specifically the map Eclipse. Okay, so for me personally, I've been working really heavily on my Terran versus Zerg lately, and it's improved dramatically. I've definitely gotten a lot better at the matchup. I used to feel like it was my weakest. Now I feel pretty confident in it overall, and I'm enjoying the matchup a lot more because, you know, I can do more in it. Now, one of the things that I've noticed in my practice games, because I've played like a lot of custom games where I'm just kind of going through ASL maps and practicing on each of them, my lowest win rate by miles is on Eclipse, which I used to think was a more Terran map. Now, the reason why I've called it a more Terran map in the past is because the fourth base is hard for Zerg to get. But the thing is, the way that Zerg vs. Terran is played has changed over time. And then, like, Zerg has basically learned how to grind on 3 bases. You've seen a lot of the games here on this channel where it's like, okay, well, we can get into a Hydra Lurker Defiler type composition where there's like a plague grind and a slower push, and Zerg doesn't need to go, for instance, 4 gas really quickly. It's not just about denying the 4th gas. Zerg can get a much later 4th gas with a style like that. And the real problem that has happened on Eclipse is that you're unable to attack Zerg. So let me try to show this, okay? Watch this. I've gotten so good at this now. Oh my god, did you see that? I didn't even have to look that up. And so here's the thing, okay? So, well, actually, I should probably click down to the Zerg area here. But if you look at this, okay, so if Zerg takes 3 bases, so here's number 3 here, how do you attack this? There's this choke that they'll have Lurker Defiler. They'll have Lurkers on high ground here. So normally the way you will attack Zerg is through dropships. So where are the dropship zones? Well, you've got this tiny area, and down here over the natural. So this is actually the lowest surface area that we have, or there's the arrow, and there's the arrow. This is the lowest surface area for attacking that we have on any competitive map. So it's actually incredibly difficult for Terran to ever finish Zerg. So if Zerg is basically unattackable, how do you win against the Hydra Lurker Defiler composition? So that's what I'm here for. This is what I'm looking for on Eclipse Terran versus Zergs right now. We can see Sharp always opens SK Terran. He never really opens with well, I mean, occasionally, obviously everyone does occasionally open with like a technical build. Mech, not so much. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this because he's just gone for like a 2 racks here with a wall. There's his academy coming up, everything looking good. It's like a 2 racks Academy Rush, very kind of standard build. Soma over here, single sunken just for safety, getting his Spire. So yeah, like I'm excited. If ZeloT, I think I just called him Soma. Sorry about that. It's ZeloT. But yeah, if ZeloT, the thing is with ZeloT, it might not be the best player to check that against because he plays so aggressively. He might just do something like a Guardian timing attack, or it's less likely for him to do a grindy plague-based game, which is what seems to be really dominant on Eclipse right now. Oh, and one final thing I want to mention. This isn't just me. If you have been paying attention to ASL, Light actually vetoed Eclipse against Sulky because he knows that he just can't kill Sulky on this map. He actually let Death Valley through. It's the first time we've seen anyone purposefully as a Terran let Death Valley through, in a non-mirror matchup. So yeah, I wanted to put that out there. It's like, it's not just, oh, Artosis, you're bad at this. It's every Terran right now is having a very hard time killing Zerg on Eclipse. Okay. Anyways, you know, I wanted to take some feedback about not pausing the game and instead just kind of doing it. And so let me know in the comments if you like that type of let's look at the map thing or not. I don't know. I'm still just, I want to try some new things, mix it up occasionally on this channel. So let me know in the comments. Okay. So this little push out right now, Soma has canceled his plans of a base at that third base and in fact is setting the drone up here. All he needs to do is hide this until the mutas are out because Sharp has to turn around. So Sharp sends a single Marine up. He sees, okay, well, we don't have... Oh, that's funny. That Marine was supposed to kill the Zergling. Oh, man. Anyways, this drone comes back and takes that base, and the mutas are flying across the map. So Sharp just kind of has to get his missile turrets up. He is going into 3 racks play. So this is the most standard thing that we're watching from Sharp. And this is why he's a great player to kind of study for something like this, because he's very good at this style. This is the most standard style. Like if you're a Terran player, this is the way that you're probably playing TVZ overall. 3 racks, Marine Medic, maybe a wall, maybe not. Get your turrets up, go into your factory before 7 minutes. Bam, there you go. Okay, range is almost done. +1 is on the way. Lots of Marines and Medics being made in that main. Some additional missile turrets being added. He should be starting his factory very, very soon now. Generally, on high levels, you try to hit that factory around 6 minutes, 30 seconds with a build like this. So we'll see if he's able to do that. Now, he does have the range upgrade, so he waits to lift this barracks, and I think that was actually a good play. He waits until the range upgrade is done because sometimes you can get that Overlord. In fact, some Zergs have started pulling the Overlord back a little bit earlier to try to make sure that it doesn't get sniped when, you know, range is done, the rack slips, or maybe sometimes, like, I'll scan there if I don't have... you know, a building floating nearby. Single Firebat did come out to scout, and it's not going to do anything, but it scouted at least the timing of this hatchery, which is valuable. He does have his factory about halfway done, so yeah, he started at maybe about 6:35, 6:40. The mutas continuing to try to harass. Let's take a look. Yeah, he's still going pretty heavy on the Mutalisk here. I do think he should be adding his Hydralisk Den as well as the Defiler Mound. I mean, not the Defiler Mound, the Queen's Nest. Like really, really soon, because he's actually opening up a timing for Sharp where Sharp could actually go 1 fact, 1 starport. If your factory finishes and they don't have a Queen's Nest yet, you actually can get siege mode and potentially kill them before consume is done on Defilers. But the way that Zealot is playing, again, Zealot doesn't play like a lot of other players. This could turn into just about anything from him. We've actually seen him transition from this into Manzerg recently as well, which is just a Hydra Lurker. We've seen Mass Lurker from him. We've seen Guardian Rushes, of course, quite often. So I'm keeping an eye on what his tech is going to be. He's flying around really aggressively with these Mutalisks right now. Oh, he loses a lot. That was great defense from Sharp. He just did not get the damage done that he was looking for. He got some decent scouting intel, but doesn't feel like that's enough. So the Muta is going to rotate up towards the top, try to come back into the main base. He does have that +1 attack now, and he's getting Hydralisk Den as well as Evolution Chamber. So that points towards possibly the Manzerg style he's been doing, but definitely at least Mass Lurker. Just no Queen's Nest is you know, it's just he plays his own style, which is completely fine, and that's spice is the beauty of life. Is that the saying? You know, the spice of life is beauty. Okay, we got to start this over. But yeah, variety. That's it. Variety is the spice of life. That was what I was going for. You don't want everyone playing the same styles. Anyways, he's getting +1 carapace. He's getting the Lurker upgrade. This might just turn into Mass Lurker from here. And again, it could turn into that Lurker Hydra that we've seen him really trying out a lot, which I'm actually still very interested in seeing that as well. Even though it doesn't look like we're going to see the grindy game that I'm here for, I'm also here for potentially this completely different style that Zealot... I've cast at least 3 of his games where he's gone heavy Mutalisk harassment into a Hydra Lurker, and they've looked good. Like, I remember there was a Bishop one on... Deja Vu, which was really close that I felt like Zealot could have won, and he actually ended up not. Like, the tank push ended up getting him. But Sharp actually didn't go for an add-on. So, like, he's going to have to play, like, a very careful game there against Mass Lurker. Now, another dive in, really utilizing his mutas before those irradiates are out and ready. Doing a pretty good job. He's eliminated a lot of missile turrets. This is very annoying for Sharp. He does have a few lurkers coming up. Now, sometimes when you're doing that, what you're looking to do is run up and burrow 5 lurkers in front, because if they don't have a tank, they can't do anything. Look at him bring this back. I think he's recognizing, because I'm sure he's scanned by now. We didn't really catch it, but I'm sure he's scanned by now. There's still a layer. If there's still a layer at this point, you have to get an add-on, because the only thing that they can be doing is mass lurker. And the thing that, like, Marine Medic Science Puzzle doesn't deal with that well, especially in the early to mid game, is mass lurker. You just can't really break the positions. It takes a long time to build up enough irradiates to break through them, and Zerg can get ahead at that time. Okay, so he burrows a single lurker. I don't know what that is about. Well, I mean, it actually kills a surprising amount. Okay, there you go. 5 lurkers is much more reasonable, but Sharp was kind of pre-spread. So it actually goes okay for Sharp here. A very funny style coming out of ZeloT here. Like, I don't think I've seen him get speed or range for the Hydras yet. Okay, there's the speed. So he is going into that Manzerk, but I think it's too slow. Like, Sharp now has blocked all the harassment. He's got 48 SCVs. That's really healthy. Getting a Radiate. He doesn't have that yet. But, like, a lot of lurkers are being lost in the middle of the map, and you can't really be losing all these lurkers in the middle, because he lost 1 up here and then 5 here, I want to say. But because he's not going to Defilers, he can afford more lurkers as well. Irradiate's about to finish. I honestly think he'll want his mutas irradiated. Like, he'd prefer that rather than like 3 or 4 lurkers getting irradiated right now. Sharp trying to poke down around the lurkers. He sees a lot of eggs being made. If ZeloT can push this into like the regular game he's looking for, that would actually be really interesting, because it really felt like this went wrong for him so far. Now the Marines and Medics going to start coming out. More lurkers finish up. Sharp with the spread doing okay, and in fact he's killing off quite a few Overlords here as well. The Hydras come up and actually tank a fair amount. Sharp does have to pull back, but I'll tell you, looking at Sharp's point of view, I feel like I'd be pretty happy with that as Sharp. Like, he killed a lot of lurkers there. If you're trading some Marines for lurkers and you're not losing your vessels, you're probably gaining an advantage. Now, he does have a single factory going siege mode. There's his 3rd command center. Yeah, he's got obviously a very healthy amount of barracks at 7. That's like very, very heavy. I'm not surprised. A lot of people do try to kind of unit load on this map, and I think especially when you're playing against something like this, you just have to make sure you have a ton of units. The 3rd base isn't as important. All right, Overlord speed is on the way. Range attack, 1-1 basically, or 1-2 rather, for the Hydra Lurker, as well as the Hydralisk range. The Lurker's starting to come down. It's just like a lot of Lurker Hydra. Now, he came down this ramp, which allows Sharp to spread. Sharp is finding every hole in his defense right now. Throws an Irradiate down onto one of those Lurkers. It does get pushed back. I think just slightly more defensive play. Like, remember those 5 Lurkers? If he just hadn't spent those there, if he had pulled those back, like, even to here, I think this whole game would look different. Like, Sharp just has a tempo advantage right now, and he's leaning on it. And Sharp is a very fast player who finds ways in to deal some damage. And I feel like he's just doing a really good job of that, and ZeloT's having a hard time slowing the game down and gaining control of it. Damn. Kind of a crazy game right now. If the game, like, if Sharp were to walk back to his base and then walk back, that would give enough time to ZeloT to make this game like something really interesting. But right now, like, look at this. He's picking off Overlords. Sloppiness is happening. And I think he's very close to just killing him. It's just been a little bit too wasteful here from ZeloT. Trying to push up this ramp. Yeah. Not enough left. He's going to take massive damage here. It's kind of funny to see the fire bats mixed in as well. you know, there's no Dark Swarm, but the Fire Bats actually can still, and GG is called, but the Fire Bats can still be useful because they have such short range. They'll run into a different position from the Marines and sometimes draw lurker spikes in directions that aren't optimal for hitting the Marines. So they're actually, it's still useful to mix just a few in. They also have a base armor and more health, so like they can tank a little bit more. Anyways, yeah, we didn't see the kind of turtley style that I think is much better on this map. But this made me remember that ZeloT is trying to find this other alternative way to play, which I think is very, very cool. I don't know if he's going to end up somewhere good with it or not. That's very hard to say. It feels to me like he's not going to figure something out that works consistently at the pro level. But I really admire the fact that he is looking to make this completely different style into something that can work, because he's already got great Mutilous Harassment, you know, keeping the Terran back in their base and going into mass Lurker Hydra. Definitely there seems like there's some redeeming ideas there at least, but we'll see if it works out. You know, the game is so deep, like there might just be two or three things that he needs to change, and this could suddenly become a part of the metagame. We don't know. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.